Welcome to the 13th year of Big Ideas, Enterprise Ireland's showcase of the most promising spin-outs emerging from the state's investment in the commercialisation of research with the support of Enterprise Ireland. Every year, we present 12 emerging spin-out companies that Enterprise Ireland believes have the capacity to take their research to the next level, to create investable, scalable and sustainable businesses. This year, we are looking back at 4 companies that presented at Big Ideas in 2020. We will hear how they progressed and the achievements and milestones they have reached during the last 12 months. The 4 companies are Biologit, Inclusio, SymphysisMed and Vertigenius. As ambitious and committed founders, they are excellent role models for the 12 spin-outs pitching live from the studio today, as well as the many other research scientists and future spin-out teams joining us online that are at an earlier stage of their research commercialization journey.
I'm Dr. Dara Meldrum. I'm the CEO and founder of Vertigenius. Vertigenius is a medical device with a digital platform to provide rehabilitation for patients who've got dizziness, vertigo or imbalance. So I had done my PhD in the area of technology in rehabilitation and I'd used an off-the-shelf gaming platform. And it was at that point that I realised we could actually use this technology, but it needs to be much better. So that was probably about 5-6 years ago now. So I approached a few computer scientists and engineers and we got a small grant where we started putting the idea together. And from then on I approached Enterprise Ireland, did the feasibility study and then got the 2 commercialisation funds which helped me to finish out the product. The patient themselves gets an app that they download on their phone and they also get a wearable sensor. And the wearable sensor just sits on the ear, just here. It connects via Bluetooth to the phone and it allows us to track that important parameter of head movement. So we can see whether the patient is doing the exercise at the right speed and we can also see what their symptoms are. So we can see if we're making them worse or better or we need to just adjust it just so that they're doing the optimal type of exercise. So taking part in the Big Ideas was a massive opportunity for us and it allowed us really just to reach investors and to showcase our product. And since going on Big Ideas, we've had a lot of interest from investors. We're trying to raise our seed round at the moment and we've also managed to finish the product, get it CE marked and get it fully regulated as a Class 1 medical device. Enterprise Ireland have been an amazing support for us. In fact, this product would not have happened if it hadn't been for Enterprise Ireland. The supports that they give to third-level researchers in order to spin out companies and to commercialise their research are second to none. And every time I've had a question, every time I've had a problem, somebody at Enterprise Ireland has been able to help me solve it.
So my name is Tim Jones and I'm CEO of SymphysisMed, and along with Michelle Tierney, we're trying to build a medical device company that's aiming to treat patients that suffer from a buildup of fluid around the chest that's brought on from late-stage cancers. And our device enables patients to treat themselves at home rather than in the hospital setting. Going into Big Ideas, it was all about trying to get across what our value proposition is. That whole process of pulling the pitch together was as valuable as pitching and then eventually getting the discussion after the event. So we've built our roadmap out now and that's something which is necessary in order to get the buy-in from investors and all of the stakeholders that are working with us. It's been huge what we've completed in the last 12 months and now we're very much in the execution stage.
So my name is Michelle Tierney. I'm co-founder and Chief Scientific Officer of SymphysisMed. So since Big Ideas, we've been able to step up our involvement with our clinical mentor, who is actually based in the University Hospital of Galway, Dr. David Breen. We are now kicking off our first inpatient study that's planned for early 2022, where we're going to test a component of our device with real patients to get feedback on how, again, we can improve it for the wider patient population in the future.
Enterprise Ireland have been crucial, just invaluable to us to date, and they've been on the journey with us for the last 3 years and been a massive support. We're now in the high potential startup phase. They've continued to support us all the way through the journey and they're not letting go yet.
My name is Sandra Healy and I'm CEO and founder of Inclusio. We provide a data-led, scientific, evidence-based approach to diversity and inclusion in work. Before I joined Inclusio, I spent 20 years in the telecoms industry working across the UK and Ireland, and then the last 5 years I've spent working in Dublin City University. And one of the things I realised when I was in industry is that I had really clear KPIs on one side of the work I was doing, so sales, customer delivery, customer experience, and yet here I was doing this very meaningful work in diversity and inclusion with no way to evidence the impact to the organisation. So I went into DCU as head of equality, diversity and inclusion for the university, and in my discussions and going into the university I said, I have an idea. I want to build a software platform. Do you think we're going to be able to do that together? And they said, absolutely. We have Enterprise Ireland, commercialisation funding, and DCU Invent. So Enterprise Ireland have been a fantastic support for us right from the very beginning. So we worked with Enterprise Ireland through the commercialisation application. They supported us through all the research and development within the university. And since we've spun out now, we are part of the HPSU unit. Big Ideas for me was the start of what is and has been a very exciting year. And thankfully, we have done extremely well since then. So we had customers that were willing to come on board with us from the day we stepped out of the university. And that started my journey in fundraising. Personally, I think Big Ideas was phenomenal because you get access to the investors, you get access to Enterprise Ireland, and you become part of an ecosystem of other entrepreneurs.
So my name is Nicole Baker. I'm the co-founder of Biologit. Biologit develops technology using AI for the monitoring of the scientific and medical literature, looking for adverse events for drugs. And the purpose of our product is for pharmaceutical companies and regulatory authorities to be able to monitor the drugs that are in the market or in clinical development. We started as an academic lab in the ADAPT, Trinity College Dublin, and we received a commercialization fund to develop the idea. And we are at the very moment where we are spinning out of Trinity and becoming a commercial company where we're able to go to market and commercialize the product. Throughout the whole development, I think Enterprise Ireland and TCD, they have been very, very helpful in all that we needed and supporting us, because I come from the industry. I hadn't started a company before or a new idea, so that was the first for me and for the co-founder as well, Bruno Hanna. When we pitch Big Ideas, the company was at the stage of still developing the software itself and building the AI models. So we were close enough to kind of spinning out, but not there yet. This is one product that we're developing. We already have ideas for further developing other products or to improving this product. So it's only starting and there's a long road for us to go.
If there was one piece of advice I could give to people who are pitching today, it would be nobody knows your business better than you do. I always say, get out of your own way. You started your business for a reason, you're here for a reason. So relax, trust yourself that it's in your head and you've got it.
So for me, the most important part was this was going to go out and be recorded. So this was going to be a snapshot in time that I wanted people to look at in the future and to go, okay, that's what Synthesis Medical are about. So for me, it wasn't about winning at all. It was very much about just putting our best foot forward.
So participating is really the most important thing about Big Ideas today. It's not about winning, it's about distilling down your idea, it's about refining your value proposition, and it's about being introduced to investors and raising the profile of your business.
The stories that you have heard are just a snapshot of the amazing research commercialization work that is taking place every day at our higher educational institutions. For all the research scientists joining us today, if you have an idea or piece of research which you believe has commercial potential, please approach your technology transfer office and they will introduce you to Enterprise Ireland's research commercialization team, who can help you navigate the journey from idea to investment.